Hello everybody and welcome back to another video where I continue my series on albums that I've picked up month by month. And today I'm going to be going over my March CD and a couple of vinyl finds. And the way that I set this up for those of y'all that have recently subscribed is I don't show CDs or vinyl that I've gotten as VCLT. Instead, I show those as individual videos, and that way it keeps this video a little bit more compact. So I received, I picked up a lot of CDs as gifts in the month of March, and I was really trying to reel it in a little bit for how much I was going out and looking for CDs and vinyl and things like that. So it's a little bit smaller list this go around, but again, I actually received probably more CDs and vinyl in the month of March than I have the whole year. So thank you to everybody that's given so far. Y'all are great. So without further ado, let me go into what I got here. And I got a few new albums that came out, as well as some other albums that I found along the way. So the first couple that I'm going to show are my two vinyl finds. I've shown this on an unboxing video. This is the new Mickey Dolenz EP, Dolenz Sings Nesmith. It's a companion piece to his album that came out last year. This is a 10-inch record on blue vinyl. As you can see, kind of a marbled splatter vinyl. So I'm happy to have that. Next is External Combustion by Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. Now, one thing I did forget to mention on my unboxing and review of this album is their name is now Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. So I think that's kind of a marketing ploy to show that it's Mike Campbell and not just some random band you've never heard of, because some people, they might not know what Mike Campbell looks like. So, and that's on colored vinyl too. I'm not going to get it out. If you want to see that, there's a video, not too many, down below that you can find. And then I've got the rest of these are going to be CDs. So I have the Dolenz Sings Nesmith on CD. Again, I've already shown that. And then I got the Dirty Knobs, External Combustion on CD. So I'm not going to go into those too much. So here are the other things, with the exception of the first one. I think I haven't really talked about the rest of these. So here is, I think I got this the very first day of March. This is The Tipping Point, the new album by Tears for Fears. Love this album. I need to listen to it again. It's been a while since I've listened to it, but it's the newest from Roland and Kurt of Tears for Fears. And it's some classic stuff on there. Check it out. And I did a review as well, so check that out. Next, I found this album, and I'm going to give a shout out to Matthew Turnage. If you don't know Matthew Turnage, check him out. He's mostly a Beatles guy, but he's really getting into other albums in his expanded collection. I know he's really focusing on the Beach Boys and Bob Dylan right now. So as a result, we were messaging on a video, and he was talking about he wanted this album. And this has been a grail of mine for a long time, and it's always been incredibly hard to find. This is a Brian Wilson Presents Smile. It's the 2004 re-recording of the Smile sessions, essentially, with Brian Wilson and his touring band. And it's fantastic. It's so good. More enjoyable than the Smile sessions, I think, that came out a few years back when that box set was released. So check out Brian Wilson Smile. But Matthew Turnage told me that it was on Discogs and being sold very cheap, and I was able to get this for like $5. So thank you, Matthew. All right, I've been expanding my ELO discography, and so I've picked up ELO 2, which ELO is still trying to find themselves. I think Roy Wood had left the band at this point, so Roy was about to, and so Jeff Lynne was really taking over. But then you have their cut of Roll Over Beethoven on here, so really good stuff. And then their first album, which is called No Answer, by the Electric Light Orchestra. You have the very famous 10,53/8 Overture. You have kind of some co-lead vocals with Roy Wood, so it's interesting to hear non-Jeff Lynne tracks, which I didn't know those existed on ELO. So I've been learning a lot about ELO. So I'm getting close to finishing off their collection. And next, some more ELO. I just got these in the mail. Again, these are all like $5 a piece. In no particular order. Secret Messages on here. Probably the only song I know on here is Rock and Roll is King. I don't know a whole lot else about it. It's one of their 80s albums, 1983. So it's more synth pop. Next is Discovery, ELO. The third album, I believe. Again, I don't know any of these songs by name, so I'm excited to get into this. Next is Balance of Power, which I know is considered one of their weaker ones. So, but I'm excited to listen to it again to finish off my ELO collection. So I needed it. 1986. And then this album Time, which I love the song Hold On Tight on here. It's fantastic. Good stuff. And again, I'm learning more of their deeper cuts, so I wish I knew more about their back catalog. And let's see here, kind of sticking in the same vein as ELO, it's some British pop. I finally got the Zombies' first album, Begin Here. This is their debut. This is the UK edition. It's got a bunch of different, it's got 4 different bonus tracks on here, an alternate take of Sticks and Stones and It's Alright With Me, as well as demos for I Know She Will and I'll Keep Trying. So this is their 1965 album. Has their song Tell Her No on here, She's Not There, Roadrunner, really good stuff. And then next, I can thank Mr. Randy Nelson for this album. This is a power pop guy named Lanny Flowers. This is his album Flavor of the Month. Randy had posted one of these songs called Summer Blue, and I loved it. It's very, very Beatle-esque, very power pop, but out of 2022. So thank you, Randy. All right. Next, and then I'll finish off in Bluegrass and Americana. So this is the last non-Americana release. This is Miles in the Sky by Miles Davis. I ordered this a while back, and it came separately from another order that I put in. It's kind of Miles becoming jazz fusion, but also kind of that merging point between fusion and his acoustic albums. So this is kind of maybe his Rubber Soul, maybe something like that. So really enjoyed that. Miles in the Sky. All right, some bluegrass, and then I'll finish with one artist. So I visited a little town near me. It's known for their bluegrass culture, and they have a general store that they always have like picking nights and things like that. But they have a record store that they co-own across the street, and it only sells bluegrass and old-time music. So I picked up 2 Tony Rice related albums. This is J.D. Crowe and New South, one of the most famous bluegrass albums ever. Just listen to this band. You have J.D. Crowe on the banjo. You have Tony Rice on lead vocals and guitar. You have Ricky Skaggs singing harmony and playing essentially everything with a string on it. You have Jerry Douglas on dobro, and then you have Bobby Sloan on bass. So they're really a powerhouse band here, and great songs on here like Old Home Place, Sally Gooden, Nashville Blues, Summer Wages, beautiful folk song, and then Crying Holy. Really good stuff. I'm sure Glenn Kellaway knows that one. And then I got the acoustic album, Tony Rice. It's called Skaggs and Rice. It's just the 2 of them, Ricky Skaggs and Tony Rice, singing traditional tunes. Bury Me Beneath the Weeping Willow, Mansions for Me is beautiful. There's More Pretty Girls Than One, Where the Soul of Man Never Dies, The Old Crossroads. Just really, really, really great bluegrass acoustic album. And then lastly, I picked up, I finished off my Jamestown Revival collection, which I didn't own any Jamestown Revival until their newest album came out earlier this year called Young Man. So I've got their album Utah, really good stuff. Rock, Americana, just, you know, stuff that I like. Not much else to say, but they're great harmony vocalists. Like, they sing almost everything in co-lead harmony, so kind of like Everly Brothers in that sense. But don't let the album cover fool you. I know it looks like a cheesy country album. It's not. So check this out. It's called Utah. It's their first album. Then their second album, which might be my new favorite, The Education of a Wandering Man. Really rocking stuff on here, like Company Man, Love is a Burden, Midnight Hour is so good. It's almost like funky, like Stax kind of recordings. Really, really good stuff. So, Education of a Wandering Man. Then their third album, San Isabel. I've only listened to this once. It didn't stick with me as much as the other two, but I need to give it another shot. And then this was an EP that came out last year called Fireside with Louis Lamour. And Louis Lamour is an American Western author. He did a lot of paperbacks in the 70s, 60s. Cowboy stories. A lot of them became movies. Like The Sackets, I think, was a mini series. The John Wayne movie Hondo was a Louis Lamour story. So they do 6 songs based on his stories, and it's acoustic, very similar to Young Man. So you can definitely tell that they were inspired from this EP to record their Young Man album. But there you go. Those are my CDs and vinyl for the month of March. Leave a comment if you know any of these deeper albums. If you can say something about them that might interest me, I would love that. So I'll be back with my next video, which will be talking about my March music wrap up, where I talk about first time listens, what I've been listening to the most, etc. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, y'all be good. Talk to you soon.